There's been significant developments on the Eurozone crisis. Credit ratings agency Standard & Poor's has put the ratings of 15 Eurozone member countries on credit watch negative. The long-term ratings for Austria, Finland, France, Germany, Luxembourg and the Netherlands have all been placed on review by the ratings agency. Meantime, both the long and short-term ratings for Cyprus, Estonia, Ireland, Italy, Malta, Portugal, the Slovak Republic, Slovenia and Spain have been listed as negative. Sky News reporter John Craig is in Westminster and filed this report.
We've heard from the credit ratings agency Standard & Poor. Well, they haven't just put one or two or half a dozen or so EU countries on credit watch. It's all 15, all 17 bar the two, that's Greece and Cyprus, who've already got bad ratings. So even countries like Germany and France have been put on credit watch by Standard & Poor. That suggests perhaps trouble or even turmoil in the money markets tomorrow. Politically, Mr Cameron hasn't even gone to this summit at the end of the week yet, and he's got the awkward squad, if you like, of Tory backbenchers already demanding a referendum, saying even if it's just a deal of the 17 Eurozone countries or a full-blown treaty of 27, Bill Cash says, well, that fundamentally changes the relationship of Britain to the EU either way, and there must be a referendum. He's also got those Tory Eurosceptics demanding, if there is going to be a new treaty, bring back more powers. Well, Mr Cameron seems to be ducking that fight at the moment.
And the credit downgrade followed a meeting between the French President Nicolas Sarkozy and German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who you saw a little bit of that footage there, who have proposed a tough new treaty to try and end the Eurozone crisis. Plans include greater checks on the budgets of European countries and automatic sanctions for breaking the limit on going into debt. The talks are part of a week-long build-up to an EU summit on Friday.
The German Chancellor may have arrived in a French Citroën, but it's Germany driving the proposals. The two leaders met with differences of approach. Germany pushing for a tighter fiscal union monitored by Brussels, France defending its sovereignty. In the end, the agreement had a German accent.
We need structural changes over and above simple agreements, which is why we need to change the treaties. We need a constraining golden rule to bring us together, and that can be kept in check by the European Court of Justice.
Our preference is towards a treaty of all 27 members, so that no one feels excluded from the Franco-German initiative. But we have to have a treaty between the 17 members of the Eurozone, open to any other country that wants to join us.
In the spirit of giving, as wealthy Parisians shopped outside the palace, the leaders have given more detail than many expected. A new treaty, not a revision. Punishment for euro countries who allow their deficits to grow. A monthly meeting for the zone's leaders. The gift that the European leaders are going to be unwrapping at the end of this week is much larger than many had been expecting and perhaps more unwelcome. But it comes at the end of a carefully choreographed week where the leaders of France and Germany have been desperate to show that they have a grip on this crisis. This working lunch was just the start of it, showing that Europe's leaders were talking with one voice. As they met, the man they helped install as Italy's new technocrat prime minister presented his package of tax hikes and spending cuts to Parliament. The US Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner is flying to Germany to add pressure on any waverers. His message, a euro crisis, acts as a drag on the global economy. On Thursday, the Governing Council of the European Central Bank meets. They could agree to intervene more aggressively to aid struggling economies. And that all leads to Friday's European Council summit with all 27 EU members, where France and Germany will present their plans to tighten up the structure of the euro. The move is certainly bold. The big bazooka has been fired. It now leaves those outside the Eurozone with the prospect of a two-tier union enshrined in European law. They'll all have their say on the proposals later this week.